Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a great day so far. It is time in our day for your fasting and feasting devotional. And today we are on day 21, which is a fasting day. So let's go ahead and just get straight right into it. Today's title is A Different Kind of Runner's High. Hebrews 12 verses 1 through 3. Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us also lay aside every weight and sin which clings so closely, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, looking to Jesus, the founder and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is seated at the right hand of the throne of God. I never realized that is a whole, just one sentence. Crazy. The slice of cake I ate for breakfast on my 40th birthday was the best thing I'd ever tasted. It was good, a dense carrot cake with rich buttercream frosting, but the reason it tasted so exceptional was because it was the first bite of food I'd eaten in 41 days. As that milestone birthday approached, I knew I wanted it to mark more than my years of life. Assuming I will live to an average age, 40 is a midpoint. That sobering reality moved me to seek the Lord with new fervor about how he wants me to live moving forward. If faith and life are a race, I want to run stronger and faster in the days ahead, not limp across the finish line. So I started a 40-day fast 40 days before my 40th birthday. If I'm honest, I was hoping for a pep talk. Perhaps God would use the fast for a recommissioning of sorts. Instead, the Lord in his mercy used those 40 days to put a magnifying glass over my sin. Oh, that's exciting. Relational tensions I disregarded as normal, or if not normal, then maybe excusable, suddenly needed to be dealt with. Habits I had long justified needed to go. As I ate less and prayed more, my heart was softened to areas of sin I had become callous to. Several months later, our toddler, Ezra, got lost temporarily. After a 10-minute search that felt like 10 hours, we spotted him pushing his tricycle in a field near our home. Without a nanosecond of hesitation, I sprinted toward him, kicking off my sandals as I ran. I had a cardigan on. I tossed it aside. I flung my jewelry into the grass. I needed to run as fast as possible toward my boy, unhindered. Later, as I sat with my Bible open, my eyes filled with grateful tears for God's protection. That 40-day fast came to mind. Hebrews 12, 1 through 3 bubbled up in my heart. Let us also lay aside every weight and sin which clings so closely, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, looking to Jesus, the founder and perfecter of our faith. Suddenly, the dots connected. I had, in fact, been recommissioned. God had dealt with my sin and my unhelpful habits so that I could run toward him. Those 40 days of fasting, though uncomfortable, kept me from running the remaining laps of my race, slowed down by sins and patterns the Lord wanted to liberate me from. Read Acts 13, verses 1 through 3. In the Antioch congregation were prophets and teachers: Barnabas, Shimon, known as the Black, Lucius from Cyrene, Menachem, who had been brought up with Herod the governor, and Shaul. One time when they were worshiping the Lord and fasting, the Ruach HaKodesh said to them, "Set aside for me Barnabas and Shaul for the work to which I have called them," which I believe is Paul and Barnabas, I believe. After fasting and praying, they placed their hands on them and sent them off. Did you speed through those verses? We all face that temptation when we come to a list of names that not only represent people we've never met, but are hard to pronounce. I'm looking at you, Manian. But look again. What two activities are listed twice? Once in verse 2 and once in verse 3. Obviously, it is fasting. It's fasting and praying, right? Yep. These forefathers of the church were fasting and praying together. We don't know all of the reasons, but we can see one reason in the text: to set apart leaders for Christian service. I was correct. Before Barnabas and Paul, by the way, when I'm reading out of the Complete Jewish Bible, so the names are a little bit different. Before Barnabas and Paul were unleashed by the Spirit to spread the gospel, they fasted and prayed with a small band of brothers. Fasting is mysterious. We can't distill all the ways God can use it down into a simple bulleted list, but we can know this for sure. Feasting on Jesus reduces our hunger for lesser things. It fuels our passion to live our lives fully surrendered to his plan and for his glory. Do you want to run unencumbered today? Can you picture your life like that moment when I ran singularly focused on getting to my little boy? Like a runner training for a marathon, we must develop regular rhythms that help us starve all that holds us back from running toward Christ, our prize. When we do, we will always discover the truth that he is the better portion, even better than carrot cake for breakfast. Setting the table, inviting the feast. Use the prayer prompts below to ask the Lord to do an abundant work in your life. Setting the table. Jesus, I want to crave you more and more and crave other things less and less. Show me how. And then write it down. Inviting the feast. Lord, I am a sinner. Help me throw off anything in my life that makes me less effective in the race of faith. Will you show me even now what those hindrances are? In the space below, list what he brings to mind by his Spirit or through his word. And that is all for our devotional for today, for day 21. Again, I will be back tomorrow for day 22, but for now, I hope that that ministers to you as you write those things down and that you have a good rest of your day. See you tomorrow.